going? It's your boy Sean, better known as Z. Listen, in today's episode, I'm simply going to be breaking down how I've been able to, at the comfort of my own home office, purchase a boat and get it shipped all the way to Turks Caicos. So come on over here. Let me break it all down to you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so now it is time to go shopping. All right, so you can do this one or two ways. One, you can either get a pre-approval from your bank, whichever bank you decide to utilize. I know that was one of my first loans. I got a pre-approval, so it was like 120 plus thousand for my first boat loan. So they said, here, got up to 120,000. Go find a boat. Once you get it, send us the information. We'll do the rest for you. On the flip side, with Navy Federal, they want you to have the information about the vessel so that they can do their underwriting and then give you an answer. All right. So I use boattrader.com simply because boattrader.com I know is utilized by a lot of brokers. So you do have people who will post their personal boats, but you won't find too many scammers here. And it's simply because they have to pay to utilize this platform. All right. So it's very safe. You can use your Facebook markets. You can use Google. You can use Craigslist. You can use all of the other stuff. But Boat Trader is a safe spot to go. All right. So once you get over to boattrader.com, put in your zip code. You can put this from 25 miles all the way up to 1,000 miles or unlimited. All right. So if you like me, I won't shop just locally. I'll shop wherever the cheapest price is. All right. So I put in Florida simply because I know Florida's inventory is pretty good. I'm gonna go down to where it says all manufacturers, and I'm personally looking for a Bentley pontoon. All right. So as soon as I started typing Bentley, it came up. So I'm gonna hit search, and then it came up with 611 boats. Am I gonna go through all 611? No. You can definitely sort by whatever it is that you're looking, whether it be the lowest price, the highest price, whichever way you're looking to find your boat, you can do it like that. Me, of course, I like to go to the low to high, but just expect some pretty beat up boats in the low end. All right. But as you scroll through, you'll eventually find one. All right. So this is exactly what I did to find the 2023 Bentley Elite 253. All right. Once I found it, simply I just, and this is not the boat, of course. I'm just going to use it just to for teaching purposes. So I'm gonna click that, and then I'm gonna get the information to reach out to this boat. Now, just because you see it here posted does not mean that that boat is actually in stock. A lot of dealers they will post their boats ahead of time of them coming in just so they can have them sold before they even reach the destination. So you should see the contact information up here where it says contact seller, the name of the company or person, and the phone number, and then address. All right. So I would just reach out to them. Hey, I'm interested in this 2023 Bentley LE 200. I just wanted to know if you had it in stock. And if they tell you yes, then you can go and reach out to your bank with the information. Now, here, I don't see all the information that I would need. So you definitely need to reach out. The number one thing that you're going to need when reaching out to Navy Federal, if you're going to utilize them, is the hall number. The hall number is a different name for the VIN number. All right. So on the boats, we have hall numbers. And then also for your trailer, you need the VIN number. And then whatever engines you have on there, you will need the serial number for each engine that you have. Just a quick gem when it comes to the bank asking you about the vessel. The more amenities that the boat has, the more value you give to the boat. So I know with Navy Federal, they only go up to 120% LTV, loan to value. So they're willing to loan up to 120% of the value of the boat. So again, the more amenities you give it, the more value you give it. Now, be realistic. when they ask these questions. So of course you're not going to tell them on a 18-foot boat that you have a 70-inch TV or whatever, but you want to give them as many amenities that you can, so that you can get the most value for that boat, with the approval. So the one that I found was in Florida. It was a little over the price that I was looking to shop within, which was 85,000. I think they had it at like 87 or 89,000. Was able to talk them down, but we got all the information just like this. Boattrader.com. Um, Looking, it may be here, like the hall number may or may not be on here. Some people put them on there, some don't, and some don't simply because they want them to have you call them, right? It's a part of their marketing strategies. They leave information out so that you can get on their phone and call them. All right, but that's how you go shopping. Again, you can utilize other websites. You can utilize Facebook Market. You can utilize, Craigslist, Google, whatever platform you utilize. Just make sure specifically if you're buying something like this, a used boat, that you get it surveyed and have a mechanic so that you know you are buying something good. All right, so now we are ready to apply for our boat loan with Navy Federal. Remember, with Navy Federal, you have to call them, and I believe it's from 9 to 8 Eastern Standard Time, but you cannot do it online. You have to call them. But if you just wanted to utilize the website to check out their rates, you'll simply just go to NavyFederal.org, go over under where it says loan and credit cards, and then you'll go over to where it says motorcycle, boat, and leisure vehicles, and then you'll just click rates, and it'll take you down to the rates. Now you'll see here that they go all the way up to 180 months. All right, but this is only on your new and used boats. All right, we ain't talking about motorcycles, but you see they don't let you go all the way up to 180. The boats are the only loan out there besides a mortgage that will go past 72 months, all right, or 84 months, I should say. So again, you're just using NavyFederal.org just to look at the rates, but you will have to call the 1-888-842-6328 or go inside of the branch to apply for your boat loan. Now, just some gems before you go and apply for your boat loan. All right, number one, you need to have all the information about the boat. Not some, not a little bit, not just enough. You need to have all of it. You need to have your haul number, which is another word for the VIN number for the boat. You need to have the VIN number for the trailer if you're purchasing a trailer with the boat. You also need to have the serial number for the engines. All right. So if you have multiple engines, there are serial numbers assigned to each engine. You also need to know the height, the width, the beam, the length. Like you need to know all of that information. All right, just a quick gem for you. The Navy Federal will loan up to 120% LTV, loan to value. So they'll give you up to 120% the value of the boat, which means when they're asking you questions, does the boat have this? Does it have that? You want to almost say yes on all of those questions because it gains value um, as you add these amenities. Now you have to be realistic, and I'm not telling you to lie. I'm just letting you know how you get more value on the boat. So don't go calling him talking about you got a 70-inch TV on a 18-foot pontoon. All right, you want to give them realistic amenities that are on it, and they're gonna ask you, all right, does it have a cover? Yes, it does. Or a bimini top is another word for cover. Does it have a playpen cover for it? Yes. Does it have a television? Yes. Does it have GPS? Yes. Does it have a fish finder? Yes. So the more that you say yes to, the more um, value the boat will have. All right. So make sure before calling Navy Federal, one, your credit is where it needs to be at. All right. So you need to have at least a 650 or better with no recent derogatories on your credit, and your DTI has to be low. They do ask you about your income, but I've never been asked to show proof. Now, That may be because of the position my credit is in. So if you don't have strong credit, be prepared to have um, to show documentation. But if you have decent credit, you should be solid. I just recently got an $85,000 loan with no documents and with zero out of pocket. So again, Navy Federal has the best rates out there, and I just enjoyed the no docs. All I had to do was do a little 30-minute phone call. Got an email 5 minutes later saying you've been approved. Next day, I went in and picked up a check. All right, so now we are over at U-Ship. All right, so U-Ship can be used for multiple things. I actually teach a course on how you use U-Ship to get loads for boats or motorcycles or whatever it is that you want to transport. But we are utilizing U-Ship simply to transport our boats. All right, so we found the boat, we got approved for the loan. Now we need to ship it, whether that be back to your location. In this instance, we are shipping it overseas. All right. So I'm actually utilizing U-Ship to pick the boat up from the dealership for them to transport it to the port, which the boat will then be put onto a ship and sent over to Turks. All right. So you're simply going to go to uship.com. If you don't have a login already, just click join up here on the far right. And then let me just show you how it goes. So you'll hit ship now once you log in or whatever. We're going to go to the first category, which is vehicles and boats, because we're transporting a boat. And then we're going to use powerboat. All right. Now, if it's a sailboat, put sailboat. If it's a jet ski, it'll be under the personal watercraft. All right. But in this instance, we are transporting a powerboat. All right. So the first question is asking you, is it coming from an auction? In this case, it's not. But if it is, you're going to select yes and use this drop down to choose where the boat is coming from. But in this instance, it's no, because it's coming from a dealership. All right. We are transporting only one. And then you're just going to go through the prompts. It's asking you to make. So it'll be a 2023 Bentley pontoon. I don't know why I always put a T in. 253 Elite. Now, I'm speaking from a transporter perspective. As you guys know, I own a trucking company. So the more detail that you can give to the driver, the better it is for him, and the better it will be for less communication needed in transit or questions they'll have for you before accepting it. So with me putting the 2023 Pontoon Elite, they can go Google whatever it is that they need to know if I'm not available. But simply here, it's 25 feet. And I knew this stuff off of the head just by kind of guesstimating from the experience that I have. And I was like a number or two off. So the width was 8'6". The height was 7'5", and it was 2,200 pounds. All right. Again, you can look all this stuff up online. Just go to Google, type in whatever boat it is, specs, and then it should populate somewhere. All right. Is the boat on a trailer? Yes, it is. If it's not, of course, just select no. You're going to hit next. And then they ask you if you want to add a picture. You don't have to, but it's more likely, and it even tells you here. I've never seen that. It says that 63% get more quotes if they have a picture. And again, speaking from a transporter's perspective, they may or may not know what a Bentley pontoon is or look like, or even had experience with it. So having a picture goes a long way. All right. So if you can, make sure you add a picture, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the exact boat. Find one that's close to it and get it up there so the driver can see it. We can go next. And then you're going to put in where it's coming from. So in this case, it is coming from a business with a loading dock or forklift. All right. So you need to tell your driver whether or not they're going to have assistance on the other end with a forklift if it's needed. All right. or wherever it's coming from. If it's coming from a house, put residence, wherever it's coming from. So in this instance, it's coming from a business. I'm gonna put in the city, so it's Panama City, and I need this. And then you have several options you can do: before, between, on, or after. So I need this picked up um, between, and it gives you the option for both dates. So between today and Friday. All right, and then I'm gonna hit next, and then it has been dropped to a port. All right. If you don't know which port it is, make sure you just Google it. All right. So we're gonna go to what state it is, Florida. I know it is the Palm Beach port, but at first I didn't. So I looked on their website at first. I didn't see it there. So then I called the port to see where it is. So they told me it was Palm Beach. All right. And then I need to have this delivered before Friday. All right. So that's telling the driver exactly the dates, but I still end up putting a note in the comments and I'll show you where. All right. So you would accept quotes from whichever one you have selected. So no, we don't need ocean freight container. We've already set up the shipping on the ship. No, it's no on water. We don't want it driven over to Turks. No, it doesn't need to be enclosed. Flatbed is not necessary. So it's either towaway or open transport. Really, it'll be this towaway because it's sitting on a trailer in this case. All right. Then we're going to hit next. And then it asks you, is there any additional information regarding your shipment? You don't have to put anything here, but again, the more information that you give to the driver, the better it is for both of you. All right. So what I did is simply because it's coming from a business, I will say pick up during the week, during weekdays, Monday through Friday, between 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. All right. And then drop off, same thing during the week, 8 a.m. to 12 noon, and then 12:30 noon until 3 p.m. All right. Now, this is just very important because you may have a driver who wanted to pull up at, I don't know, at 12:15. Well, guess what? They wouldn't be able to drop it off there because they're on lunch. All right. So, again, the more information that you have, the better it is. All right. And any other important information you want to give them. If you want to remind them, please ensure the bimini top is down, or please make sure you have all paperwork, and then you just can go down, listen, title, bill of sale. This is much information that you can give them, and then you're going to hit next. All right. Well, it's not going to ask you this, but it's asking me because I'm not signed in. So I'm just going to hit yes. But you should already have an account before logging on. All right. So I'm going to put my information in real quick. It's telling me it's not right. What's my password? Oh, I am in. There we go. All right. So then you're going to come to this part. All right. It's going to ask you to get quotes or set your own price. Me personally, I like to do request quotes because you really not knowing how much. Normally, there's like a little calculator up here that'll tell you a range of how much it should be. But you don't want to come over here and put in $800 when you have somebody who'll be willing to take it for much less. So always hit request quotes. All right. And then it tells you your shipment is currently listed on your ship. All right. Then you can go in, confirm the exact address. All that means is you're putting the exact address as to where it's coming from, and then the exact address as to where it's going, because all the drivers see when they pick it up is this information here. All right. So they know it's coming from here, going to here, the distance, and the amount of time it takes to get there. And then you'll start receiving emails and quotes and all that good stuff. And from there, all you're doing is going in and selecting approve or decline. You do have to make payment once you approve something. And there is a fee, a small fee, a percentage, I believe. I want to say it's like 10% that's added to um, the amount of the the deal. So in this case, if you got approved for 850, I believe they add a 10%, which would be $85 fee for using it. But this is how you're able to get your boat moved without ever seeing it.